A month or so ago, I bought this new bird feeder. And I've had bird feeders in the past, and the birds have just like swarmed it. I'd have to fill it almost every day. I have not filled this bird feeder once. The birds simply don't recognize that it's there. And I've even taken some bird seed and I've scattered it around, and they've come and eaten that, but they haven't noticed this bird feeder. I do notice that there are some paw prints on here from squirrels, but see, it's got this little lever on here that for a heavier animal like a squirrel, it gets pushed down so that it can't get to the seed inside. So it's designed for the birds, meant to keep the squirrels out, but it's not being used. Now, I've taken some of the bird seed out of the bird feeder, and I can spread this all around. I can put some up here, and I can be assured that those birds are going to find that bird seed, and other critters too. And do I care if a squirrel or a chipmunk eats those seeds? Not really. It's feeding creation. Even though those seeds maybe weren't meant for the squirrels and other things, the birds will find them, lots of things will find them. Today's Bible story is called the Parable of the Sower. And a sower is somebody who just spreads seeds, kind of like a gardener. And in this story, the gardener is kind of careless. He's just flinging the seeds all over the place. Doesn't really matter. He doesn't got a rhyme or a reason. He's just throwing the seeds, and some of them take root and some of them don't. So I got to thinking about my bird seed, which isn't necessarily seeds that will grow into any plants like they're talking about in this parable. But I think of our churches and how sometimes people maybe don't feel very welcome at churches, or they think it's not for them. Like this bird feeder of mine, it's not meant for squirrels. If a squirrel tries getting in, it's gonna get locked out. And the birds aren't even noticing it. I don't know why. It's there, it's meant to do good things, but the birds aren't noticing that bird feeder. But when I go in, I take off the roof, I scoop out some seeds, and I strew them anywhere, the birds will find that. The squirrels will find that. Other little critters will find that. And it will provide nourishment. And I think about the doors of the church and how sometimes people are scared to go in. They don't know what they're going to find. But when we, the church, leave our doors, we are given so much opportunity to share God's love with other people. And share it everywhere. Sharing God's love isn't going to hurt anything. Sometimes you see these pictures of plants that are growing in amazing circumstances. I'll show a few up here, but if you think of a flower growing out of like a concrete sidewalk, or a tree growing around a rock or through something, there's all these unlikely circumstances of seeds growing and having success in places that we wouldn't even think to look. Hey, it's Future Liz here, and I wanted to show you some of these cool pictures that I found. Look at this one. It's these beautiful, beautiful flowers growing out of lava. Or this, it's a cactus, and it met a screen, and it went, like, it grew through the screen and on the other side. Or this shovel, and there's these little clover things growing out of the handle. Or this the pet toy with catnip in it, and the catnip started to grow through the fibers of the toy. And this one, a tennis ball, and see that little tiny sprout on there. And then this chair that a tree just grew through. Nature is so cool, guys. Things just want to live and grow and thrive, and things can live in the most like desperate situations. It's just so cool. Okay, back to the regularly scheduled programming. Look, that's like God's love. We should spread it anywhere and everywhere we can, because we don't know when it's going to just latch on and be transformational. So go be like that sower, throwing out God's love and grace anywhere you can find, because God works in mysterious ways, and you don't know when something is just going to take root and latch on. So let us be the church Even though today some of us are worshiping in church, but let us be the church outside of our doors. Let's go out of our comfort zones so that we can share God's love with everybody and not just the ones that enter our doors here. Amen. Hey Sunday Schoolers, so I'm sitting here in the balcony where I edit these videos, and I was going through this video that I filmed for you today, and I realized that it doesn't really feel like a kid's message very much. So anyway, I thought I'd leave you with a challenge. I want you to go out into Amery or around your house or somewhere into a park and look for a plant that has grown in an unusual place, somewhere that you wouldn't expect a plant would be able to grow. Or, you know, sometimes trees grow around some odd things. I just want you to look for places that you wouldn't expect a plant to be. As you find these things, just be reminded about how God's love can come in the most unexpected places and in the most unexpected ways. So that's your challenge for this week.